My name is Holly Gold.
My real name is Bonnie Gay Short Raisa. People know me as Bella.
My name is Shauna Harvin-Brodsky.
My name is Gail Berland.
My name is Sandy Bales.
My name is Terry Gillen.
My name is Betsy Nachman.
My name is Jill Shugart.
So I knew about Gay Austin for a long time because I think most people work in this community know of it. And I had always hoped that when the owner retired that I would have a chance to take it over. And I found out she did. And so I was able to take it over.
I owned the school before Holly bought it. I owned the school for about 35 years.
I was both a parent at the school. I have two daughters who are now 32 and 29 who both went here. But I have a long background in early childhood education. I ran the school when Bonnie Raisa took a sabbatical for a year. I was the director of the school, and then I actually came back the last 2 years of Gay Austin, and I taught in the twos class.
I was the owner-director of Gay Austin Nursery School from the time my son Noah was, I think, 3, for another, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And then I got involved with creating a K-8 school in the area and sold the school to Bonnie.
My two daughters, who are now in their 40s, both went to Gay Austin. And I heard of Gay Austin from my older sister who lives in Berkeley, and her children had gone to Gay Austin.
My son started at Gay Austin when he was 3, and that was back in, 1978. And he went here for 2 years, and then I started teaching here. And I was teacher and for about 6 years here at Gay Austin.
The founder owner of the preschool that I directed, Eleanor Griffin, was a contemporary of Gay Austin's. And when I took over Griffin Nursery School from Eleanor Griffin, I was a green and desperate new director who called Bonnie Raisa, who directed Gay Austin, and asked her many questions just to keep myself afloat.
I taught at Gay Austin Nursery School. I believe it was 1980 because my son was a year old. My second child was a year old, and I had been home that year with him after being the director of the Early Childhood Center at Cal State Hayward. And I had decided I didn't want to have such a big job as that. And my younger son was going to kindergarten in the afternoon, and I was looking for an afternoon gig. And I honestly do not know how I heard about Gay Austin. But I came in here and met Gail Berland, who was the director at the time, and just absolutely fell in love with it.
Whenever you talk to people who either direct schools or run schools or just have worked in the field for a long time, they always have some kind of connection to the school. It's just got so much history and it's really sweet. And then since I took it over, I was curious to know more about Gay Austin, the person who actually started it. And she has a really neat story too.
I first started teaching here with Gay. I remember Gay forever. I'll remember her forever. She was a wonderful woman. She encouraged me, and I started teaching for her.
I just think Gay Austin, I met so many of my very best friends here. And I guess that's probably my best memory, because I think that in preschool anyway, people meet friends and make connections because they're with their children and they, are with those parents. And some of my best friends now were people that I met back then when I taught at Gay Austin when my son went here.
I don't really think I can pull out one memory, but rather a feeling that I had of always coming to school and feeling warm and happy and feeling the joy of being even a child as an adult, being here. We got that license to do that.
It was just a perfect place to work. It completely mirrored my philosophy of what a great preschool should be. And I had a wonderful co-teacher that I worked with, and there was an absolutely wonderful feeling among the staff. And the following year, I went to become the director myself of another school, the Bethel Nursery School in Berkeley. But I sent my son, Jonathan, to this school. And everyone was saying, why aren't you sending him to Bethel where you are? And I said, no, I want him to go to Gay Austin.
I remember my older daughter, her typical thing, she would come home from school, or I would pick her up and say, so how was your day? And her response was, best day yet.
Gay Austin, and Bonnie in particular, did a really careful job with children.
It was really educational.
Sweet, warm, inviting, just the sweetest little environment, just a wonderful environment in children, a wonderful environment for parents. It was absolutely the ideal of what I wanted a nursery school to be.
Preschool is so important for children. They learn so much, but their social capabilities really come out when they have gone to preschool. It's just so important for them. But I also think it's important for their parents. I think it's a wonderful, again, for their parents to meet their peers and just to be able to send their child off every morning to a fun, creative place to be.
I think before children go off to kindergarten and face the more academic challenges, they really need to be comfortable in their own skins. They need to know a bit about who they are. They need to have attached to people outside the home and the family. So coming to preschool is a way to form a meaningful relationship. Often it starts with the teacher, sometimes the first friend.
You know, I think kids learn by relationships, and having an environment like this where they're together and they're with people who really care about them, and the teachers are treated with integrity and respect, that's what makes the world a better place.
Oh, I just think it's a crucial time in the lives of young children to interact with other children in a lightly supervised situation with loving, attentive adults who will help them negotiate those early years and help them begin to figure out who they're going to be and how they're going to be in the world.
There's a big push, partly because of the pandemic, to put lots of money into universal preschool, which is a noble goal that I think we all believe in. But many of us in the child care community are not happy with the legislation. It looks like it's going to go into the public school system, and the public school system doesn't necessarily want it and is not prepared for it. And we have all this lovely infrastructure, granted, because our history is not one of the public good in preschool. We've developed a privatized system in California, but it's a mom and pop privatized system, and it looks like it's going to be replaced by a corporate privatized system in the name of public preschool.
You know, they're talking about adding preschool now to public schools. I'm not sure it's a great idea, or I'm not sure it's not a great idea. I think it would be if they would allow it to be small and intimate and learning experience.
And right now, childcare has always been a tough field, but with COVID, we've really just been the target of a lot of setbacks. And I really hope that the school survives. And I think when Bonnie retired and I found out that I was going to be able to kind of have you know, the next phase would be in my hands, I really didn't doubt whether it was gonna continue as a preschool. I mean, it was really hard just getting through the permit process and all that, but I didn't doubt that the field would continue. But really now with everything that's happening, that's kind of on the line. So I hope that it continues.
I guess my hopes are that all children of preschool age, would be able to go to preschool. I think for so many children, school doesn't start for them until kindergarten. And I think those children are at a disadvantage.
I guess that every child actually is able to go to a really good preschool.
I would hope that children would have a chance to be joyful and creative and caring and taught to be good friends and respect their teachers. And I would hope for parents that they would have the wisdom and openness to see that preschool isn't just a place for a child to be safe during the day when they're not there, but a wonderful addition to their home lives.
I think we give children the tools to love learning, and my vision would be that that continues.
I have a very strong connection to the school, and I am so glad that, Holly could take it over and make it what she made it, and that it's going to go on. I think this is a great neighborhood, and I think to have a preschool in this neighborhood is just so important, and I'm so glad she did it.
Anything you'd like to add?
I think that's it.